Hello, Armchair Generals. My name is Tom, and I return with yet again another Japanese episode here of my Hearts of Iron 3 campaign using the Black Ice 10.43 modification. Restarted the game and did a quick save just a couple hours into the game just to make sure that it didn't crash. Did not, so therefore we're good to go here. We left off basically just beginning. Actually, we've completed the surrounding of the Xinjiang capital here. At this point, they can't go to either of these two provinces because the infrastructure is too low. So they're not going to be getting any more reinforcements. And I've cut off the units here, the few units there, and the units that are over here are pretty much cut off at this point too. Actually, everybody is since the capitals will provide supply. So I'm just going to be sitting here for the next, well, um, I would say about 23 months, probably, maybe 22 months. We'll see. I want to go ahead and begin the assault on here just before I'm going to be attacking the United States, so that way I can get this captured roughly about that same time. So that way there's kind of like an overlap there, and then I can bring these two core units back and utilize them in a different mechanism. We're at this point we're pretty much good to go in regards to our production. Our overall our supply needs, that'll actually go up since the game just started, but our overall supply needs are being met. We actually have a little bit more supply than we should have. We just finished building the Zuhu, I believe, light carrier, and we've got several more carriers that they're on their way. We just put in a couple more carrier fleets, which we're going to let ride here at this point. And this is also the year that I begin start doing some upgrades. I take a look and I typically see what what the current level is of a ship like torpedo boats. They're the Matsu class. So when I go here to my torpedo boats, that's the Chiori class. So level 2 is not high enough. 3 is not high enough either. So okay, so all my torpedo boats will get go ahead and just do an upgrade. Granted, I could just throw a whole bunch of production into upgrades and get that taken care of, and we're gonna be throwing more into upgrades so we can be ready. But I prefer to do it manually like this, so that way I can ensure that I get the ships done in the time frame that I want them done by. And two, in this case, like I'm just attacking torpedo boats, also do submarines next as well. Just want to make sure that they're handled first above all. We don't have anything here that needs to be done. Oh yeah, I need to. I'm thinking about it. I have passenger ships there that need to come around to here. No, these guys are all staying where they're at because he has the railway artillery. This is one of my future corps that is going to be surrounding Hong Kong and attacking it. So we're just going to leave them there for right now. They'll still get their upgrades, perhaps just not as rapidly. Okay, they've got. So we need to move that up there. And that's passenger ship. Don't I have units here? Yeah, we got two guys for whatever reason can't get. Oh, you know what? Is that the reason why? Yeah, that's the reason why. The units that I need are already over there. Um, there we go. So we're just going to carry those on over. We're just going to go ahead and rebase them at this point. And this passenger ship is going to rebase up to there and pick up the rest. I got a passenger ship here. Yep. So what do we have here that we can pick up? Well, him, for starters. He as well. Yeah, so just those two leaders, and I'm gonna have to redo some of this here, but he's gonna be handling. Well, no, actually, he is gonna be boarding the ship as well. Okay, they're all coming over basing to there. All right, so we've got still pulling my army, my main army from China over to the mainland so we can perform our upgrades appropriately. Let's go ahead and take care of our subs here now. Go from top to bottom. So looking at our subs, flotillas, we've got long-range subs. They're the Johnson J3 class. Regular subs are the Kadai 6B, and coastal subs are the Kaichu 7. Let's see if I remember all that. So yes, these coastal subs, oops, will definitely need upgrading here. The subs are here as well. So definitely it's level 3 or lower for sure. I don't even need to look at their name or anything. I just know that it's going to be level 3 or lower because you see it's the Kadai 3B. We're actually, with the submarines here, we're at Kadai 6B. So we're a little bit ahead of the game on there. These long range subs should be the J3. So this is J2. So this one does not need to be upgraded. Right, J3 Kadai 6B. Let's look at that just to be sure. J3 6B, yes. So when it comes to long range subs, definitely everything below level 4 needs to be upgraded. Our coastal subs, Kaishu 5. I think Kaishu 5. See, I already forget. Kaishu 6. Or 7, actually. So, yeah, all my coastal subs will need upgrading, period. Haven't done much in the way of upgrades. There was a brief, I guess it was a bug, when 10.4 was initially released, where you could do this. You could do your manual upgrades and would only take time for lower cost things, subs, torpedo boats, even cruisers. When you got to your capital ships, that did take maybe an IC or two, but not that much. And again, though, it did take the proper amount of time. This, I think at 10.4.2 perhaps, or maybe this very recent patch, 10.4.3, that's when that got addressed, and it does take IC to upgrade, manually upgrade your troops still. A nice handy little bug. I thoroughly enjoyed it as Japan, as we have a huge fleet to upgrade here. Normally I would do this off screen, as it were, so I do apologize. I'm taking time at this point to be showing you, that I'm doing this, but it shouldn't take too long. I'm just going to be doing the subs and torpedo boats for right now. We'll be handling our capital ships in a little bit, in about 6 months from now, and that I may just do off screen because there'll be a bunch of those that need to be handled. Yeah, these also need to be upgraded. Okay, so all of our subs and torpedo boats are being upgraded at this point in time. If we scroll down, you can see it cost 1 to 2 IC for the subs, not even a point for the torpedo boats, and cost time as well. We're going to let them sit there because the amount of time they're going to all be finished in October or late 1940 summertime, if I just let things go the way they are. But I want to finish some of my builds up here first, though. Since the torpedo boats will be done in a matter of just a couple of months, I can let my industry finish up by spring, and then all of this will then have IC and will be um, getting finished this year as well. But we're just gonna let this tick over for a bit here. Need to speed it up a bit. Just need to tick it up. Probably late May. Then I'll start the rest of my fleets. Yeah, well, we could buy metal, but honestly, we're okay. Port strike. Oops, let's roll this down here. So port strike tactics. It's 1940. We're in 1940, so we'll let that all ride. And we have a Air Force and Naval HQs. There's our choose our puppets. I was wondering when that would be kicking in. Puppet production focus. So in this case here, we're going to tell Manchukuo, let's continue focusing on rare materials. We'll need that. The Imperial HQ, we really don't need that, in all honesty. I mean, it's more of a flavor flavor item than anything else as Japan. Germany, I do take extra Air Force headquarter units just because they have a lot of air. And again, just for flavor purposes more than anything else. I shouldn't say take a lot because they do get, Germany does get several events where they get their own Air Force headquarters. Luftwaffe goes through a couple of reorganizations and they get a bunch of HQs. But in this case for Japan, I'm going to say no, we don't need the HQ. The Imperial HQ here, we are going to go ahead and take that here as again for extra immersion, as it's indicated there. We have a lot of fleets, and I want to set one up. This one here to be my carrier fleet, and this one here. Yeah, I'll just send him over that way. I have to strategically redeploy over that way, and he'll be like in charge of the torpedo boats, for example, maybe destroyer fleets, things like that. But him, I definitely want to. We're going to go and call this the Imperial Carrier Fleet HQ, and attach him upwards there, like so. We'll finish the rest of our adjustment of our HQ stuff like that next year. I'm not really worried about it right now because the only war we're in doesn't really impact the rest of my country. Um, I still have more choose puppets because I have several puppets I need to work on. Twin engines. That's good. And this is my cutoff point. This is where I'm going to stop at 55. We're actually at 100% for our officers. So you know what? Okay, we are going to take away 10 of leadership from our officers, go up to 65 here. We're going to stick strictly with 1940 tech. I would like to start off though with anything that provides me more leadership and more IC. We need to kind of boost all those. So starting here in nation, uh, advanced education, of course, because that gives that bonus to leadership there. We do both the same for these two here, plus the monumental architecture, I believe, or it's a giant infrastructure project. One of this two provide. I think it's the monumental provides you the new buildings. And I definitely want that. We're gonna go through all these as well too, because they have leadership and manpower. We'll need some manpower here. The broadcasting that gives the next step of the entertainment show. Let's go ahead and hit OK on that. We're gonna go ahead and do supply because we need to make sure that our supply is not gonna be any problems with it. Switch over to industry. We're going to go ahead and get those at 65. These like to take in conjunction with each other because you'll see they each have a bonus and a negative penalty, but taken together, they net out to a bonus. So here it's a 21% IC, and that one's a -6, so you'll get a bonus of 15% IC. Efficiency of 12%, negative of 3, so you get a bonus of 9% when you get both of those research at the same time. Now we can do some additional research. Additional supply production is good because that'll mean each point of IC produces more production, so therefore we can lessen the amount of IC we're putting into supplies. Thus, in a way, this helps IC overall. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to do mechanical computing because that'll increase our research efficiency, and electronic computing as well for the same reason. Ooh, electronic computing, we're going to push to the top because that is about to pop. Yes, in just a matter of a week. So good. We'll get that really quick here. Um, we need everything else that's here, but it's not. It doesn't. None of this will helps me in regards to my IC and leadership. Construction. We're going to take agriculture because we do want that manpower boost. I know it doesn't help either of the two that I mentioned, but we really do need it. And the same thing with basing, just because that helps with supplies coming into your ports. We'll be needing that soon enough. Okay, I think we're done here. I'm not going to research a ton of stuff at this point. We're going to wait till we can get some more things going on. Menjiang, we're going to tell them rare materials as well. And I bet you if we go a couple more times here, we'll have even more puppet production to choose. This is now Sibi Sanma. We're going to tell them. Let's tell them metal. They probably won't have that much to send to me, but nonetheless, something will be coming. And this is Yunnan. Yeah, let's give us metal as well. Again, you're not going to give me much. And this is Tibet. We're also going to say metal. Again, they're not going to give me much. So that should be all my puppets. Yeah. All right, let things roll. Float plane, torpedo bomber. Okay, that dropped off. Naval air targeting. That will stay on because it's 1940 tech. Spotting advance. 1941, we're going to drop that off because as we learned in last episode, as I explained, I did a test. If you research, even if it doesn't show up here as a negative, in other words, a red mark that you're researching something that's in advance in the future, you still are getting a hit. It takes longer to research tech that's a year or more in advance. Doesn't take 2-year tech takes longer to research than 1 year. It's more of a penalty for 2-year tech than 1-year tech, but nonetheless, there's still penalties involved for researching tech that's ahead. And that's again thanks to searchers who mentioned as such in a previous video. CAG fighter focus, we're going to remove that. We won't need to, I mean, that's good to get for right now, but we don't need that right now. What do you guys want? No, I can't buy anything at this point in time. I will sell you, but I can't buy. So at this point, we can just kind of ignore what's happening here for the next year and a half. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll arrive back to it in later 1941, say late fall. Electronic computing, there's a research efficiency there. We can go ahead and remove this. This is 1943 tech. And the side elevator finished. This gives the additional CAG size for regular carriers. Again, I don't ever really see this. At least I don't notice it in my games. I don't know if this really truly works exactly. I'm just hoping it does in some way. It doesn't, it's not effectively shown. I mean, we can take a look at our carrier now. It's not going to say that we can have 3 planes on there. Yeah, carrier CAG size just 2. If we were to grab the Zuho, oh, actually, we can bring the Zuho because it is there. And that's, can we bring one here? No, we can't rebase it to carrier. If there was room for a CAG, in other words, those carriers had automatically improved without needing to upgrade them, then I'd be able to fly that CAG unit there. But since it didn't let me, it's not going to. You see, I have my CAGs named. Like there's a Ryojo that's assigned to that ship more or less. It's in this wing that's on these group of carriers here. But nonetheless, I like to name that just have a good idea of what CAG units are involved in what. When things get kind of hairy, especially if multiple carrier fleets kind of around the same area or CAG wings in the same area engaging the enemy, then I kind of like to see who's involved in what. Nav tactics. That's 1940. We'll leave that going. Plus, if I lose a carrier, the Zuho, at least then I know if I somehow miss it or whatever, and I see, oh, the Zuho CAG is here on land. Why? Oh, because I lost them. They'll give me 0.66 metal for 0.08 money. Yeah, sure. We want to now have police buildings at this point. We did the Send in the Kempetai initially, and we got 2 corps worth, 10 divisions of military police. But now we want police buildings, and that will pop up soon. I'm not sure when exactly, but it'll pop up soon to where we'll get freebie buildings. No, thank you. Naval strike tactics, that stays as well. We lost some leadership somehow because now we're kind of dragging a bit here. Let's get this back up to 65. That's where I want to be at research. I don't really care. Well, I mean, I do care what my officers are at because we're at 100%. I'd like to get to 110%, but nonetheless, I don't. It's not as much of a priority for me to have my officers having a bunch of leadership go to them. CAG bomber focus, 1944 tech, so we'll drop that off. Cool. Formation of the Southern China Area Army and the 22nd Army. Sure, let's go and do that. We'll lose some officers there, but that's all right. CAG pilot training. It's 1940 tech. We'll leave that be. We've got, so okay, that's what we got there was a unit there and another unit there. Our fleet command, we can call this TB fleet command. That we have a kind of an idea of what it is, and we can assign it to directly to the to that. Just for flavor, it doesn't really matter. That I can't put. If you see the leader types here, I'm not going to be able to put an actual naval leader on there. Well, I guess I could, but he won't have. I'm saying is he won't have the traits, the naval leader traits. I'd have to go to like a ship. Well, a ship that's not being upgraded, Tom. Okay. And then I could choose leader, and then now my naval leaders show up with their naval traits. So the flavor units are nice. I kind of like them for just that little bit of role play aspect to the game, but they're not terribly handy, and that you can't put. It doesn't seem like you can put the appropriate leaders onto them there, at least for Japan. I think for Germany, you may be able to get away with it because like all their leaders are all assigned to all leaders or something like that. Maybe a flagging issue with Japan. Cruiser warfare, can drop that off. So okay, we're at 65, totally green everywhere's. The next one that drops off or I cancel, then I'll start going into my other tech, which I'll focus again on naval forces. Just choose the naval forces for this year. Got a bunch of units that I can go ahead and remove there. We've got a bunch of stuff up here that's saying, hey, buy me, but I don't want to. Thank you. We're gonna have a bunch of enemies popping up. Light carrier, that dropped off. So let's go ahead and take a look at our naval forces. Submarines, anything that's 1940 tech. We're going to go ahead and select at this point in time. I'll do the same thing with escorts, 1940 or older. I don't research frigates. I leave that to America and the UK because they, for one, they have the leadership to like spend. Granted, the frigate is the only one that's in this category. It's not like there's other frigate categories here that you have to learn too, but this creates an extra ship that you can build frigates then, which are slightly better than destroyers. I believe I haven't really taken a look at their stats side by side exactly. I don't play the UK or America enough to tell off the top of my head. I have to like take a look at it and verify. But for like Japan, I'm going to stick with destroyers. I could take that the leadership, and that's 7 leadership points total. If I were to research it all the way, I could throw that entirely into destroyer and have really good destroyers. I really can't see my way to splitting it up as far as that. And two, my builds, then sure I could build frigates, but then I have to worry about upgrading them and whatnot. And I'd rather be focusing my production as Japan in the areas that we can do something in. We'll go through the Huffduff, the hydrophone, basically all 1940 tech that is needed. Look at our transports. Definitely need our transports increase because you see it improves raiders, which we're going to have a bunch of raiders, almost a dozen, I think, as Japan. So improving their speed, air defense, sea defense, hull, range, everything like that, very very nice. We're going to have landing craft. We're also going to have assault ships. We need that in order to, we need amphibious tactics so we can get to assault ships. We're going to have assault ships as well, but we may as well get all of that going here. Carriers, anything that's, we're going to do the fleet carrier class just because it does help improve our regular carriers. I think it does allow us to build, or maybe that's super carrier, allows us to build the CCV. Do we need? No, okay, so this doesn't, we don't need fleet carriers to get to super carrier. Um, yeah, mining super carrier, we may get that as Japan. We'll see. We'll see. All 1940 tech is purchased there. Capital. Ditto. You know what? And I got to thank Surters again. Not having to worry about researching far in advance tech on stuff like my carriers. Because I would normally be picking that and go to subs here. I thought there's some 41 tech here I'd be picking as well. Not having to do that now, it kind of frees me up a little bit now. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a penalty if I go for that stuff. So I'm not going to go for it, therefore, and thus I can focus on tech that's going to get finished a whole lot quicker. A whole lot quicker. Everything that I'm selecting should be finished. Well, I will say will get finished this year because none of this tech is that high of a difficulty. It shouldn't take terribly long. I don't do pocket battleships as Japan. I leave that for Germany. That's the poor man's battleship, as it's called. I don't really like them as Japan. And again, that's focusing leadership. That's 6 points of leadership that I have to focus fully on pocket battleship to get it up to the full. And then that's another production queue, item that I have to deal with. Nah, I'd rather not as Japan. Again, 1940 tech we're looking at solely here. Alrighty, so that gets our cruiser tech. Yeah, we had some points already thrown in there, and naval's the next thing here as well. We want to get everything that's related to naval tech in this as well. Night combat training, you betcha. And that'll max it out too, which is really nice to see. I think that is it for navals. Yes. Uh, we're all red, but a lot of this is going to be dropping off here real soon. We got a bunch of tech, as you can see, through this month and March. That's going to be finishing up real soon here. So we're in the next month. We're going to be going through all that very quickly. Losing a bunch of provinces. Let's see, therefore, where they're all at and where we can deal with them. Okay. He'll come out there. It's a long drive, but he'll do it. Um, Let us have him go there, him go there, and he can go there. Okay. No, I don't have anybody going there. I thought I told him to go there. Oh no, that's right. He's going there. So that's everything up there, and he can come back, and he'll go back when he's done there. I guess on that note too, once he's done, then he can come back. And when he's done, then he can come back. These other guys, let me see. Okay, he's going out there, but yeah, he'll come back afterwards. And he needs to come back because he's kind of guarding those two. I'm looking at the resources because I had several of my units just kind of perched or nearby resource locations. I don't want to lose those to rebels, or in this case, he's either one gets captured or even both. He's not that far away to go to get. Let's go ahead and put you to him. No, wow. Quang Tung. There we go. That way, I don't like seeing red dots. Light carrier armor thickness. That's 43 tech. Medium. That's that. We'll see an increase in leadership here, and you see now we're seeing green. Radar training. That's 1940 tech. We'll actually leave that behind. We're going to drop this down to 65. There we go. Because I would like to get to 110% with my officers. I don't think that's going to happen before war with America, but I would like it. We have a bunch of. Oh, these are the military police I was building. It pays to kind of revisit. And you know what? Do I really need that second round of military police? This military police is going to kind of sit around in here in the middle section, and my cav I can kind of free them up a little bit more and use them as a quick reactionary force. You know what? I don't need that second round of MP, so we're going to go ahead and cancel each one of these. That'll put a couple points back into my manpower. Yeah, about half a dozen. It also frees up. Now my builds will start going down here a little bit further. Kick my reinforcements down some. Yeah, that's looking good. I need this to kind of go down a little bit below there. But okay, so we got military police here. That's will do the trick. I'm going to go ahead and assign them a leader once I have them all placed. And there we assign a leader. Going to group you all together, put you on board a ship, and we'll come here. That's That's good enough. And then from here, they're just going to push into the middle area here, and there's a couple places I'd like to put my those military police on, so that way I don't have to hold it with cavalry units. I can then I can free my cavalry units up to kind of um, be more of a quick reactionary force. No, thank you. Okay, cool. We're winning some battles here against the Chinese nationalists. Oh, you need to move here and then back. Bunch of stuff happening here. Dual purpose guns. 42 tech, so we'll drop that off. That's good. That just simply dropped off. We got to the highest we could without being able to go a little bit further. Suzhou. Oh, that's right here. So good news is then we got somebody right next door, and when he's done, he'll go back and he'll support the attack. Okay. Really hate the partisans. They're more annoying than anything else, but if you don't pay attention to them, they can cause you lots of issues. They're all coming back. Or actually, we're going to rebase because we're pretty much done. Now I do need him back as well. Can he board the ship? 274. Let's go ahead and cancel it out. Say no. Now can he board the ship? Okay, cool. Now we'll rebase. I'm going to leave. There's one Army headquarter unit I'm going to be leaving here on a permanent status. I think it's this guy. He's going to be handling the these two corps here and that corps there. There's another Army headquarter I'm leaving over here somewhere, I think. Oh, maybe not. I thought there was another Army headquarter unit. I might have brought him over because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 core headquarter units here. I'm bringing over a 6 with the Kempetai. Granted, that army headquarter guy up here has room for 2 more. So yeah, I need to kind of redo my hierarchy and my structure of everything. No big hurry on that though. It's not like I've got wars coming up anytime soon here. Let's see here. He's gonna board the ships here. And is he staying? No, he's gonna board as well. Okay. We're gonna bring him over there. Let's say rebase because we don't need to come back. Alrighty, things are looking better. I have pretty much all my troops there except for, oh, they just landed. Okay. So let's see here. We are going to have to go through all of our leaders. In fact, let me kind of do that here for right now. It automatically applied, leaders to me, which that's fine, but I mean, it applied some really good leaders that I may want to use for other units instead. My military police, I don't need a guy that knows Trickster. He doesn't, he doesn't need to be there. Okay. All these guys, we're going to march over here, and then we're kind of spread out from that point. Let's see. So this guy, he's going to come here. This guy is going to go over there. Actually, is it quicker? Yeah, he can get there quicker another way. He is going to go that way. And he is going to come over to there. Or actually here. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yes? No? Did I actually move the wrong guy? Yeah, he's staying there. Okay. he needs to come out to there. So wait, why is he? Huh, weird. Am I selecting the wrong people or something? You know what? We're going to kind of move here and then filter out from there. I'm not sure why when I'm selecting here. Oh, there we go. For whatever reason, it was selecting that military place, even though it was selecting to there, looking at that guy. Yeah, when I click there, it selects that guy there. I'm just gonna have these guys move over there, and we'll worry about it later. It's not a big hurry. New border garrison units for Manchukuo. Let's form these guys. This will give us a 10% IC spawn penalty. You see, we're over 300 now because the others, except for that one 7.5% spawn penalty, dropped off. So brief 300 plus 300 IC. That's going away because we're getting more garrison units. We could use them um, at this point here. Here they are, and we've got that guy. He needs to get shipped out elsewhere. Um, yeah, these guys weigh too much, so I can't get them moved. I could have sworn I had the garrison garrison research taken care of. So we need to group all these guys together. They can carry 2452, so that's about 2 garrison units. We're going to rebase up to here. In the meantime, I'm going to grab him, and we're going to go to the next island out here that needs some reinforcement. I'm looking for a just like a lone, like this guy here, a lone regiment in the middle of nowhere. So we're going to go ahead and transport reinforcements to him there. That way he's a little bit stronger. We'll do that. We'll actually land somebody here as well. Once we're able to do that, like he'll get extra units there. Trying to see where else. I'll probably land a unit there. He'll get extra units. We'll land there. He'll get extra units. We'll land here as well. America loves to land on these islands around here, so I want to make sure they're properly staffed. But that's a bit later. There'll be an event coming where it's like a bunch of reinforcements, basically like regiments that'll appear. Mostly artillery, anti-air, um, some leader, and some HQ, I should say, and something else that I'll be using to staff out the islands a bit more thoroughly. No, thank you on that. Okay, gotta wait for these garrisons. I do need to remember at some point next year build 4 infantry units, perhaps, um, to assign those to. I say perhaps because I think I was also waffling on doing 4 more Marine units. I only have 10 Marines right now. I say only as in like, I'm crying poor mouth here. But having, say, 14, 15 Marines would be great. I have the leaders for it. Oh, yes. So we're going to go ahead and assign him to that. We're going to pull off each of these leader types and assign them to an existing Marine headquarter unit here, so we can get the proper benefits and bonuses. And then as well, I can send this leader. Actually, I'll have him start marching on over. That way he can kind of get staffed up with regular line units. And there we go. Okay. We'll worry more about the hierarchy on how that's all working. I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 regular Marine leaders. I like to try to keep them grouped together when they're making their invasions. So I'll have like leader and 2 Marines attack on Wake Island later, Guam. Do the same for for the Philippines, and that's another reason why I kind of want more Marines. Guam and Wake Island are going to take 2 Marines each, so that's 4 Marines alone right there. Um, I like to land on the Philippines at three different locations: one in the south, one in the far north, and one nearby ish to Clarkfield, usually up here, so I can take that port. But that would then they kind of strike down to Clarkfield there. Um, so there's three different landing spots. I'd like to throw at least two Marines on each. So that's six Marines there. That would be the full 10, which is what I have. So yeah, I could do that. I could pull that off. But it'd be nice to have a couple extra Marines as well for other needs too down the road. Still armored car designs. I think we have armored cars in a couple armored car regiments. So, I mean, handy, but not a big deal. What do we got here? A bunch of CAG here. Grouping them into groups of two, because the way I've got some ships coming up here. Um, that was probably for these guys, Shokaku and Zukaku. How far down? We haven't gone too far down here. I really want to start pushing my torpedo boats. And actually, yeah, let's go and do that now. I want to get my torpedo boats finished by June there. That's just 3 months away. The industry will finish in 2 months' time. I actually have one finishing this month here. Okay. But yeah, we need that 6 IC coming online fairly soon. I actually got a bunch of destroyers finishing this month too. First, another round. I think I had uh, 28 or 35 destroyers being built. So I'm just building them in rounds here. Not really researching destroyer tech, so these destroyers should be not all finished before the next level of destroyer tech will be completed, but close enough. I might be off by a round of these being built or so. So yeah, we'll get those torpedo boats done. Let's see how far that pushes us back here. Not too bad. You know what? On that note, then I'm going to get all these subs pushed up as well too. They're going to be done. The latest will be in September, and that's the long range subs. Coastal subs will be done in July. So yeah, get these upgraded rapidly here, because in 2 months' time, then I want to take all my capital ships that need to get upgraded. Roughly 2 months' time, after that IC is all finished, and then do upgrades on them as well. Catapults, 44 tech, so we drop that off. 3x3 layout, and I think now we go back to capital ship again, do 3x3 reverse, where we lose those bonuses actually become negatives, but that's all right, because then it'll go to the layout again, and it should be a better sea attack and positioning bonus at that point. We just go back and forth, back and forth. My fleets or my passenger ships here. Oh, did I already? I guess I already took everybody off that needed to be pulled off the mainland. Okay. Let's go and combine those, rebase there, and we're going to grab all of those garrisons. My military police are making their way. That's fine. So one's going there, the other's going there. Okay. He's coming here, along with one of these guys. Where are these guys going? There and there. So I need one guy to come over here, and one guy to go up there. That we can hold those areas. And this other guy, we can actually have the leader come out to here, and he can come out to here. That way he can kind of, where are you going? You're going back there. That way he can come out to here-ish. That way he can move to all those. Okay. Intersection tactics. That dropped off, right? Nope. There it is. 39 tech. We'll leave that. Here's priority. We'll leave that as well. Some recruit birthing just dropped off. Saving real quick. Been 2 months. Real fast, like. Let's drop over here. See what's happening. Well, it's March 1940. Did about this time, wasn't it real world that Germany attacked, invaded Norway? I could have sworn that was the case, and Denmark as well. They moved in Denmark, so they can make the, or maybe that was a bit later. That may have been closer to May. Kind of keep an eye on what's happening here. Interception tactics, and that will get dropped off. We'll sell energy though. Yep, all day. This is where anything of any interest is going to be happening for quite some time, for the next year, year and a half. Small arms advance, 42 tech. We're going to drop that off. Excellent. Money for metal. What do we got here? A bunch of destroyers. Actually, we can stay here because these destroyers are going to be popping over to here. Oh no, not where my light cruisers are. Ugh. I was not paying close enough attention there. Okay. Peel you off. Where are my destroyers? There we go. And just send these guys over to Nagoya. I like to keep my my battle fleets separated just to make just to minimize issues like what you just saw, but also to make things a little easier. I keep my light cruisers and carriers here in Tokyo, and I keep my main ships of the line, everything from destroyers on up to battleships, battle cruisers, etc. here. Subs, keep them at Hiroshima, so that way I kind of know where they're at. Torpedo boats, keep them over here at Sasebo. Again, just so I know where they're at. Marines, same reason why. Marines and all their accoutrement is set up here. That way I know where they're at and I can get to it pretty quickly. My oh, they need to fly over here. There we go. Rebase. Naval bombers, Miyazaki, and then all my other planes right there in Susaki. Again, just for ease, I won't lose track of where they're at. I've got my coastal battleships, shore bombardment ships is all they really are, set up here in Taiwan because they can't get upgraded at all anyway. Neither can the seaplane tenders, and they're going to be involved in moving to help out in providing shore bombardment around the Philippines here. Road network. We're actually going to, I think we're going to cancel the road network. Yes, because it's 1 year in advance. Having learned that, normally I just let these ride and not really care about it, but learning now that I gotta wait till 1941, I can learn this tech. If I wait till 1941, say January, and then research this tech, it'll be researched quicker than if I let it ride now. It'd be too much of a penalization to have the road network be researched for the remainder of 1940, and I wouldn't get in any quicker in 1941 if I just simply waited until 1941. 43 tech, and we'll leave that alone. Okay. Was that everything properly? Yes. Okay. Artillery brigades, 42 tech. Okay. Just keeping only 1940 tech or older. Let's kind of take a peek. So this is what he's got arrayed. Look in the lower right-hand corner. He's got several units there. Several regiments. Some of that may be stuff that just popped up that he built, and some of it's just units that survived the attacks and made their way there. He's got several units that are stuck outside the capital, but we are doing fine ourselves. We've got plenty of research. I don't understand why it's still, these reserve units are mobilizing still. I don't get it. And looking here, don't think there's anything we need to change here whatsoever. Unless we get a better foreign minister, it gives me IC. Nope. Armament minister. Because currently I have the air superiority proponent, which that's fine. That might be pretty cool to get. Could do a laissez-faire capitalist. We're not in peacetime though, so that's not very handy. And the only reason why I get him would be for the money, but that's Battlefleet proponent. Interesting. Interesting. That plus 10% naval organization could be very handy. I think I'll switch over to him next year. Minister of Security, I don't think there's going to be any change there because he's good for everything that I kind of need. Prince of Terror, no thank you. I don't want that whatsoever. Man of the People is not too bad, but that 10% lost organization is kind of a oof. Yeah, I don't see anything else that could be worthwhile there. And these, that's the way I want to leave it there. The decisive battle doctrine, yes. School of Fire Support as well. Yeah, I think the head of intelligence, I'll eventually switch over to him for the naval intelligence specialist, so like boost that naval intel again, and be able to see a little easier where the American fleets are. All right. Getting to the end of the episode here, we'll go just a little bit further. Large battery capacity, CAG crew training, dropping that off. Cool. Alrighty, ground tactics. We're going to leave that alone. And aircraft carrier getting 45 points on each. And that's the result of, does it show here? Carrier research, high budget. You can see it there. It's negative 30%. You had three options. Either just leave things as they are, moderate budget, which would probably been a 15% loss to money, or a high research budget. I chose high research. I think normal, this would be anywhere from 20 to 15 to 20 points, perhaps maybe 25 points. Moderate would have been, say, around 30 points to 35. Doing a high budget, everything's getting 45 points. More rebels. Oof, oof, oof. All right, so where are we at here? Okay, we'll do that. He'll come out, come back. Military police are going to come out and then come back, and he won't help. A little bit too weak. He's going to come out, come back to Fuzhou. We don't have to have a military police there. We got a militia there. Yeah, let's go there. He will then go back. So that's everything up there. Garrison here and go back. You know, I got troops here sitting around doing nothing. Let's have them come out and like do some stuff. Okay, so everybody attacking and going back. I have I have a militia and a military police here. All right, let's go. Let's actually have you go up here. When he attacks, he'll just come back to there. He'll just sit on there the whole entire time. Kind of spreading my forces around in such a way that I can get to a province rapidly enough. We've lost the effects of because they took that province there. So we lost the research efficiency and supply throughput. We'll get it back fairly soon. We're going to do the reorganization. Again, I don't know if the unit recruit time sees an improvement. April of 41 for those guys. October of this year. But I tend to choose that anyway because the others, we don't really need territorial pride. We'd rather not suffer any dissent or revolt risk. We really don't need extra money. And yeah, I mean, yeah, the organization is probably the best of the bunch there. We'll give our army some money. We want the road network, I think. Let's leave it alone for right now. Railway and seaport, I know I need. Seaport improves money and resources. We're over 300. The the amount that we've got going, yeah, actually supplies are, even though we're seeing negative 15 in supplies, we're going to have some stuff researched in a couple months' time that's going to help improve that. We're still not that far below 90,000. As long as I'm at over 50,000 supplies, I'm happy. So 267 IC towards production. That's really, really good. We're getting deep here in our production queue. Wish I could get deeper in there, but okay. There's a bunch of battles, beating back the Chinese nationalists. Artillery factory by 1. Okay. Yeah, we need to get our officers back up a little bit. Got our province back, so that came back. That benefit, I should say, came back. Okay. Germany has declared war on Denmark now and on Norway. So yeah, okay, I can see that. This is roughly when in the real world that they went ahead and did so. Speaking of the real world, we're going to go ahead and save the game at this point and call it an ending to this episode here. Greatly appreciate everybody watching along. If there's any comments, questions people have, please provide it down below. Be happy to answer. But otherwise, hope everybody has a great day. Take care.